Hello everyone, Jamie Meloni here, host of the all-new That Business Show 2.0, where business becomes a show business. We talk with different business professionals each morning on the program and then made available on demand 24/7 over on iTunes as well as on YouTube. So we'd love to hear your story. Go to tbsinterview.com and you can find out how to come onto the program. Again, tbsinterview.com for more information. So I'm excited today. I'm going to be talking with Kretonia Morgan about the PR business, and she is the president of Favorable Image Public Relations and Marketing, which is a PR firm catering to singers and athletes, tech firms, leagues, and so very excited to bring her into the program today. So Kretonia, welcome to the program.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You're quite welcome. So before we begin, tell the audience about Favorable Image. Describe the brand to us. Tell us about its history.
Yes, so FIPRM, that's what we call it. We shorten it. FIPRM was established about 3 years ago. We are based in Houston, Texas, and the way the business came about, at the time, I was actually serving as an intern for a event planning company, and I was serving as a PR intern, handling a lot of their bigger events. And I saw a lot of the success that I actually was having working at that firm, and I built a lot of my own relationships, built a lot of contacts throughout the city of Houston, and I had a lot of people approaching me because they knew about all the work that I was doing with the company, and they wanted me to actually represent them. So I had a demand of people, surprisingly, that, wanted me solely to represent them, and I said, hey, I'm going to step out on faith. I'm going to actually start my own company.
It's always nice
so that I can be able to take on these clients.
It's always nice when the business comes to you, as it sounds like. You had people coming to you saying, please represent me in public relations and in marketing. And so this was something you didn't really plan to do. It just the opportunity presented itself to you. Am I correct?
That is correct. Entrepreneurship is something that definitely runs in my family. I have many examples of family members. My mom, specifically, she has her own catering company, and I was, there helping her as a kid growing up, assisting with her business. So I'm no stranger to entrepreneurship, but it was something that I didn't think was right for me to do at the time. But when I had so many people approaching me, it was just confirmation that it was time for me to really branch off and do my own thing.
So what goes into representing people from a PR standpoint? I mean, I've dealt with public relation companies a few times, and they send out some press releases and they do some social media posts for me. But what's involved with FIPRM? Tell me about how you represent your clients.
Yeah, there's a lot of work. I would honestly tell you that 10 years ago as well as present day, 90% of my job is still going to be research. A lot of people are kind of familiar with the more glamorous side of public relations, and people obviously know about the press releases, right? And having clients have the opportunity to be on television, but that stuff is very difficult to obtain, and there's a lot of work day to day that goes into representing a client. Just kind of going back to the research piece, we have to stay abreast on trends and things that are obviously directed to our industry, but everything as a whole. I have to be up on everything that's going on. And so that's where the research piece comes in. Understanding where, the industry is headed is a big part of what we do for our clients, so that we can, change strategies and we can make sure that we are ensuring that they're successful by adjusting to different trends and different things that are going on. So yes, press releases are a big part of what I do, but research is also a big part of what I do as well. So
how do you source new business today? Have you gotten to the point to where the brand is self-sustaining and referral carries the business? I mean, it sounds fortunate that the business came to you, but for many, the growth and development is a challenge. Talk to me about how you continue to grow and develop the business.
Word of mouth definitely is still the biggest source of, consistent clientele that we get. My company's been very fortunate. We have not invested a ton of money in terms of advertising us as an entity. We spent, lots of money in helping some of our clients in that arena, but social media also has been a source of consistent clientele. We do a lot with our Twitter, especially. We actually convert at a very high rate. Some of the things that we find are very helpful in terms of drawing in clients is just giving free information. On our Twitter, we go in, we do videos as a team. We shoot out different tweets that, give some tips regarding different things in the industry. We have a lot of people actually find us that way, and they'll actually call us and we'll set up, a strategy consultation. And from there, that leads to a lot of consistent clientele. But the thing that's very unique about my company is we do provide a la carte services. We don't strictly work with people on retainer. So sometimes there's just a need for people to have someone on board temporarily, maybe 3-6 months, where they're working on a very specific project where they just need strategy, planning, and branding for that specific event. So us being very flexible and understanding how things have changed, in different industries allows us to really partner with many different companies.
Now, I'm on your website, fiprm.com, where people can get more information. Now, you mentioned that you also represent people in the entertainment industry as singers. How important is it from your perspective to develop the image of a singer, or does the singer already come to you with a certain persona or a certain personality that they want to extend to the public? And again, I'm talking more like, entry-level people, not people that are established. Do you help them build that image, that face for the public?
Yeah, a lot of our clients will come to us with an idea of what they think or want their image to be. And a lot of the times we will change their perception of what they need to do just based on previous success and wins in different industries. So a lot of times, yes, we are part of that ground level where we are the people that are creating the image. Other times we are working with more established artists where they already come kind of prepackaged to us. And it may be a situation where they're solely looking for publicity for us to be able to get them placed in different outlets. So it just kind of varies.
For an emerging artist and or emerging singer, how important is their image versus the quality of the product in terms of getting traction in the marketplace? I mean, becoming a singer has got to be one of the biggest challenges in all of art. How is it that they are able to get that traction? Is it more so through image, or is it more so be from the products that they're producing?
I would still say it's the products. With society being what it is today, image and the perception of people's image, even when it's negative, doesn't necessarily hurt their brand. Sometimes it enhances it. Sometimes it makes it more profitable. So when I initially kind of got in the PR business, I would definitely say it was 50-50. I would say their image as well as their music in conjunction together made for a perfect marriage. But now you can have people that have a not so good image and still be successful if the music is there. And what music is now is very different than what it was 10 years ago. We're in a era of singles where people can become millionaires overnight by selling singles rather than albums. 10 years ago, album sales carried more weight than just singles. So it's all about kind of adapting to the trends again and seeing what's going on within your respective industry. But for us, I would say, because of the name of our company, Favorable Image, we do only really represent artists that we feel represent us. So for us, image is still very important, but overall, I don't think it's as important.
Are you a firm that people would contact for damage control situations, or do you not work with that type of product?
We do handle crises. Crisis management is not a service I offer. But I do have people on my team and people that we outsource specifically to handle certain situations. I would say crisis management is something that comes natural to, I would say, pretty much every publicist. I think you have to have that skill set in knowing how to spin something, quote unquote, in order to, prevent having a negative hit on your client or product or brand. So it's something that definitely comes second nature to me specifically. But if there was like a huge scandal involving one of the brands or people that we represent, if need be, we definitely would partner with one of our vendors that we have that specialize in crisis management.
What about people that say all publicity is good publicity, no matter what it is, whether it's good or bad? As a public relations specialist, how do you advise when people say, "Oh, all publicity is good publicity"?
I still think that holds true to this day, and I know that's hard to imagine when we think about some of the most recent companies that have been taking some PR hits. I'll use Pepsi as an example, as well as United Airlines. There are some people that will be extremely outraged by certain things, but we are in a society now where the attention span is very short. People forget about things. United was, in the media very recently for some unfavorable things that happened with one specific gentleman. But what they have done to be able to clean up that, horrendous situation is now their flights are extremely cheap right now. So because people are still people, they don't care about that. They may feel a little guilty, but they're still going to say, hey, this makes more sense for me in my situation. If I can get to the same place for less money, why not? So in most cases, I would say for me and my company, I still believe that holds true that all press is good press, because if your name's out there, people are talking about you, they're still researching you, which helps your SEO. They're still going to your website. So it still helps.
Yeah, it's very true that people have a short memory, and your scandal is only got as much leg or much room until the next one hits. And so as long as you didn't do something too awfully crazy, people will forget about it in times. And it's funny oftentimes when people bring stuff up in conversation. Do you remember that time when that company did this? And like, oh yeah, that's messed up. I forgot about it, but I used their service, just again the other day. You're right. Just like the United example that you gave, people are going to forget about that. They're going to be flying United, and next year people won't even remember that the incident with the passenger being drugged off the off the plane. So we have a short attention span. Currently talking to Kretonia Morgan, president of Favorable Image Public Relations and Marketing. You'll learn more at fiprm.com, where they represent people in the singing, songwriting, leagues, athletes, people of that caliber. And so if you could like to use their services, again, fiprm.com. When we come back from the break, we'll go into the building of the business and what it took for her to get this business off the ground and where it's going in the future, and some tips for you as an entrepreneur developing a business can benefit from as well. So you're currently listening to That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
Our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring type products: hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
Hi, Jackie Skelton from JR World Travel here. If you travel, you need a licensed professional travel consultant, not a computer. Your licensed professional consultant can get you more for your time and your money. Value for your money and experience, not marketing salesmanship. When you're sick, you call the doctor. When you need legal advice, you call an attorney. So the next time you want to go on any type of travel, call your licensed professional travel consultant who actually represents you. We specialise in group travel, family reunions, weddings, to escorting large groups or making special arrangements for the disabled. Please call 844-249-0190. We are a full-service travel consultancy offering worldwide concierge service. Air, land, sea, rivers, resorts, locally, nationally and internationally. Remember that number, 844-249-0190.
And welcome back to That Business Show 2.0, where business becomes show business. New episodes air each weekday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on thatbusinessnetwork.com and then on demand on iTunes and on YouTube. And we'd love to get you onto the program. Simply go to tbsinterview.com for more information. So today we're talking about the public relations business with Kretonia Morgan, president of Favorable Image, and you can learn more at fiprm.com. And Kretonia, you said you're working as an intern with an event planning company. People began coming to you and wanting you to represent them, and you saw this opportunity, and you said you had a background in entrepreneurship through your family. Was there any skepticism? Was there any doubt in your mind that you could succeed as a business owner? Talk to me about the launch of the business and your feelings.
Yes, I think any entrepreneur will tell you that, we've all had our fair share of moments of doubt within ourselves. The comfort of having an employer and having a consistent check, weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly is very hard to leave. For me, I'm a very spiritual person, so it was definitely a situation of lots of prayer before I made that decision to, leave my comfort, cushy position where I was growing and I was, making lots of connections, and they were established for me to be able to walk away from that to start something new. There were definitely moments of doubt. There were times where I feel like I was not qualified. I didn't even see what other people saw in me in terms of them wanting, me to represent them. So there were definitely periods of that. But I think, there's lots of highs and lots of lows in entrepreneurship. I would definitely say that the highs certainly outweigh the lows. You'll have, a day or two where you're a little uncertain of kind of what's happening, and then just like that, you'll get a call, you'll get an email, and it just makes your day, and you forget all about kind of all the negativity.
How many clients did you have when you opened up a shop? You mentioned that a lot of people were coming to you, wanting you to represent them, but when you made that move, how many clients did you have on day one?
Day one, I had 3 clients.
3 clients?
So it was definitely 3 clients. It was definitely like, should I really do this? Is this enough? What if something doesn't work out? But yeah, day one, we had three clients. And you opened the business some 3.5 years ago. What has it developed into today? Tell me about the business as it is today. Oh, well, we started out definitely working from home. I had a desk, a little office space. Didn't even have an extra room to have a real office. So I had this little section in my bedroom because I had a fairly large master bedroom where I had my desk and everything set up, kind of old school now that I think about it, with like the folders and the tabs. Everything's digital now, but I had all that set up. I went out and bought a computer. I had an account with Office Depot. Mm-hmm. They had a business account that they used to offer that I would utilize for printing, and all those things are super obsolete at this point, but this is kind of like day one what we were working with. Now we do have our own office set up here in Houston, Texas, where we have our meetings. Obviously it's not just me now. I'm no longer a solopreneur, so I do have other people working with the team as well as interns. So we now have an office to call home. We have the ability to book within that office space meetings within there, and we can go in and brainstorm as a team. So we have way more than 3 clients now. Mm-hmm. We work on a lot of seasonal projects as well, and we're right now pitching for larger projects and different opportunities that are kind of coming to the city of Houston for our firms to be able to represent some of the cooler sporting events and things of that nature that are going to be coming to Houston. So in a short period of time, we've really gone to the next level as a company.
What were some key partnerships or some key moves that you made early on that help establish you and get you grounded in your business?
Collaborations. I'm someone that feels like right now it's really more important to collab with people versus compete. A lot of people get caught up in the competitiveness of, trying to take out their opponent. Where for me, I've looked at collaborations, how I can come together with other PR companies or freelance publicists, freelance, marketing pros to work together on projects and kind of pitch to them, the strength and numbers aspect of success. And that has, been something that's been most successful for us. Is working in conjunction with other people to really partner where everyone can kind of get a piece of the pie. We all get our feet wet with, bigger projects and, have our own individual wins and successes.
How did you know when it was time to make that first hire?
When I got completely overwhelmed with work, one thing I just never will do is have any of my clients suffer. I would never want to take away from their experience with me because I'm overwhelmed with another client or another project. That's not an excuse I ever make to any client, is that, hey, I was busy doing something for someone else. So when you don't know when you get to that point, when you are completely overwhelmed, or when you get to the point where you feel like you can no longer give 100% to someone, that's when you know it's time to bring in another person.
And at what point did you bring in that first person? Was it 6 months, a year? How soon before you were able to make the first hire?
Year and a half later, I got to that point, and it was about to cost me money because I was losing out on money, opportunities of people wanting to pay me, and it's like I had to make that choice because I was losing out on money. And so it was about a year and a half into everything where we were starting to see consistent new clients, that it was not something that myself and just interns could do. I needed to bring in another individual.
What habits helped make you successful and continue to make you successful today?
I would definitely say reading. Reading is very key. I'm an avid reader, lots of different types of books, whether it's self-help, whether it's, something sports-related, music-related, any type of book. Like, I really like reading things within my industry, but I sometimes kind of step out of that. That's something that's been very, very critical to my success, is being able to read about other people's failures and successes and trials and tribulations. That's really helped me tremendously.
Is there a certain entrepreneur or community leader or somebody in your business that you draw inspiration from?
I definitely have a mentor. Yes. So I think that's very vital for anyone, is to have someone that is in a position much higher than you, that has achieved a certain level of success, that will be very direct, very candid with you, and let you know when you've messed up, will let you know what you need to do. Someone that definitely believes in you and will hold you accountable. So, yeah, I definitely have two mentors, one PR and another one is a business leader that I really lend onto more for the spiritual aspect, but sometimes business as well, and I think that's very critical.
So what has been the biggest takeaway from being your own boss? Talk to the people out there that have a business or are working somewhere and they want to start their own business. What has been the biggest return for you personally in running your own business?
It's absolutely no gratification that you can describe, like seeing yourself work on something at the ground level and literally see it become from nothing to something, from an idea that you write down on a piece of paper to it actually coming to life and actually having the clients and having the office. And it's very gratifying. There's a lot of people that are afraid to put that work in. A lot of people will quit 6 months in, a year in. But when you actually work hard for something, you roll up your sleeves, it's very satisfying. And I think for anybody that is seeking out entrepreneurship, just know it takes a lot of dedication, it takes a lot of patience. Those are two key things. You have to be extremely disciplined in order to see the successes, but it definitely can happen.
And you're in an expansion phase right now. I think you mentioned that you're moving into LA, some other areas of the country. Talk to me about the growth of FIPRM.
Yeah, for us, we really brand ourselves as a one-stop shop for any and all business needs. So this is something that we definitely feel is needed, not just in Houston or the surrounding areas of Texas, this region. It's something that definitely is needed also in California. I used to live in the Bay Area, and my partner for my company is from there. And so it's an area that I absolutely love. Lots of opportunity, especially on the tech side out there. Lots of sports teams out there as well. So for us, that's kind of the trajectory that we see for the company, is having the opportunity to have an office there and grooming the next wave of people to take over and kind of run that office, and us being able to travel back and forth as needed to kind of oversee everything. But taking this concept that has worked well in this region and expanding it out to other areas.
So it's got to be an exciting time in your life, and it doesn't sound like you have much fear going into LA. I mean, a PR company in LA must be a dime a dozen. How are you going to distinguish yourself from the competition out in LA?
Well, we'll be in the Bay Area. We won't be in LA. We're looking at like San Jose, Santa Clara, out there, Silicon Valley area. But even there, same thing, right? Lots of competition, lots of other PR companies. But to be honest, with our research that we're doing in terms of what we're focusing on as a company, there's not a ton of companies that are doing what we're doing. We have lots of relationships out there. And to be honest, when it comes down to public relations and marketing, I can do my job from anywhere. As long as I have a laptop with Wi-Fi and a pen and a piece of paper, I can literally be in Houston and have clients anywhere. And that's really the situation we have here. A lot of our clients are actually not based here in Houston. We have clients that are in LA currently that we represent. So as long as we have access to a computer, a pen and paper, we can still effectively do our job. And us having an office in a more populated, bigger city is not a concern whatsoever in terms of us being able to make our mark. It will be a challenge, no different from establishing a brand here in Houston.
Well, we wish you the best of luck, and I can tell you're a very dedicated and determined young woman. So Kretonia Morgan, President of Favorable Image, I greatly appreciate you being on the program with me today.
Hey, I greatly appreciate you guys for having me. Thank you so much, and best of luck with everything.
Thank you so much. And you can learn more about her, FIPRM.com. Again, FIPRM.com, representing singers, songwriters, artists, and athletes, and many other people as well. Again, FIPRM.com. Check her out as she begins to grow and build her empire. So again, you've been listening to the all new That Business Show 2.0 with your host, Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.